I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the ATM system, but how do you use Facebook groups to build your business and connect with better humans, better people, people that are maybe a little more open-minded, a little more positive, maybe people that would relate to you? It's a strategy that sometimes is overlooked because there's all these other bells and whistles out there, right? There's Reels, TikTok, there's all these other strategies, but this one, I believe, is evergreen, meaning it will work forever. Till the end of time, this strategy will work using Facebook groups. So I'm excited for you to hear from Sarah, because not only is she a top earner, a top leader, but she's done it multiple times. She's built businesses, had success helping other people win and use social to build their businesses. And that's really what it's all about, right? Like, it's one thing for you to become a top earner, for you to get really good at building a business, but when you can teach other people and you can be a mentor and you can show people simple steps to create success, that's what it's all about, in my humble opinion. So
my background is I don't come from an MLM world. I come from actually an anti-MLM world. So I really was against multi-level marketing until I just started 5-6 years ago.
Those triangle things.
Right, those darn pyramids. And so I think it gives me a really unique perspective to talk about this, because the way that I built my business, now I had another business prior to joining network marketing. I've done brick and mortar store, I've done online influencer, the blogger, that whole thing. But I really attribute my success now to doing what I did then to build my business. And what I did was just connecting with humans inside of Facebook groups that I found my community in. I surrounded myself with people who I wanted to learn more from. I surrounded myself from people who were in common interest groups who I related to. And then I decided to show up in those groups and become a resource. And so from that to me feels it transfers easily over into network marketing without feeling like you have to do the typical cold reach outs and all of that stuff. So prior to joining network marketing, I was just an online influencer. I had a small business. I was doing really just stuff from my kitchen table, a creative Etsy type of business. Stepped into network marketing, and because of the network that I had grown, I had recruited 97 people my very first week in network marketing. And since that date, 5 years later, I've recruited over 1,000 people. And that is in 5 years. And that is that's just from being a human and doing connections. That is not cold reach out. That is not, I will say, I really didn't even start with friends and family. Now I know that most people do, but I didn't do that because it freaked me out. I didn't know anything about network marketing. All I had were my internet friends. Right. And that's really who I leaned on for my business. And to date, my team has done over $25 million in sales.
That's decent.
So it's decent. It's all right.
And then a lot of these people, you enrolled over 1,000. You would say the majority of them came from Facebook groups specifically?
The majority of them came from Facebook groups and just connecting with strangers. The leaders that are partnered with me are all people that I have met online in Facebook groups 100%. I don't have one person in my life that I know in real life prior to this that I enrolled in my business. I definitely skipped over that whole friends and family circle.
You're getting everybody excited, because I think most of us would probably agree that that's sometimes very difficult.
Yeah.
Right? To talk to people that live in your neighborhood and, your family members, the coworkers, it's a little awkward. But here's the thing. Everybody's different, right? Sure. Some of us are going to start out that way. Some of us have a great sphere of influence, but some of us either don't, or we don't want to work with those people. We don't want to talk to those people. So there's options, and it's not even about branding yourself. That's the other thing. This isn't necessarily like an attraction marketing thing, although that's going to help, but it's literally just making friends. And maybe you could talk about kind of like your mindset on choosing groups to be a part of. And then once you're in the group, what does it mean to contribute or participate in those groups?
Yeah, totally. So the way that I pick groups is I am like a researcher. Like I want to just know more things. When I hop on a topic, I'm like, I want to learn more. And you can go to Google, but what I love is to go to Facebook groups. So I am in Facebook groups for all of my interests, not necessarily for business. I'm in Facebook groups based on my interests and what I'm going to scroll and talk about or learn about or connect with people. So I'm in Facebook groups for like my favorite TV show. Like I'm in Facebook groups for medical conditions. I'm in Facebook groups for being a mom and having teenagers. I'm in Facebook groups for like the coffee pot I own, you guys. Like literally any group, political groups, whatever you think about. What are your hobbies? These are the people that you're going to relate to and connect with. So the first thing I do is find some groups. So make a list of things you're interested in, things you would naturally have a conversation with, and you could feel like you could add value into that group and you could connect with people in that group. So that's first. I typically tell people to stay away from groups that are super related to the niche that you're trying to sell. And that may seem counterproductive. So if you're in health and wellness groups, you may be tempted to like join all of the fitness groups and all of the keto groups and all of that. But so does everybody else feel like they need to join those groups. And then it's kind of hard to pull yourself out of like, I'm fishing for someone to talk to. Where if you join just common interest groups, I find it's a more natural conversation and you're able to just interact in that group and answer questions, introduce yourself without feeling like, oh, if I introduce myself, they're going to think I'm the weird, network marketer.
Do you have like a standard operating procedure for how often you post and how much time you spend engaging? Or did you in the beginning, or would you suggest that?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, if this is new to you, you're going to want to, now it almost comes naturally to me, of course, but in the beginning, what I would suggest is pick 3 to 5 groups.
That's what I say too.
Yeah, so just pick 3 to 5 groups. You don't want to overwhelm yourself.
Now,
so just like literally.
Would you say 3 to 5 groups that are all the same? Or like
I
join like a Disney group?
Interest.
Okay, so 3 to 5 different groups that are all different interest groups.
I would, because it keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in 5 groups on the same topic. Like
Exactly.
I would rather be in one group on one topic so I can really get to know and cultivate relationships inside of that group. If I'm all over the place.
And can I just give an example real quick? Like yesterday, our dogs got their, they had their grooming appointment, right? They got their hair did. So I had a really cute picture of Cody, our youngest, and I posted that in a cockapoo group. And I mean, it wasn't like it blew up, but it probably had like 80 likes and 12 comments. Now, for me, kind of like you, I'm not like needing to find people, but it's just a great example. Like I just posted in there, how cute is Cody? He got his hair did, like some like little humorous, it took literally a minute to post, 60 seconds. And, who knows how many of those people are going to see it, comment on it. Then they might look at my page. One thing leads to another. And I've got some new friends. It's just a quick 60-second example of what Sarah's talking about.
Yep, exactly. I'm in dog group. I'm in dog groups for my pups.
Yep.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. And so pick 3 to 5 groups. So like literally, these are probably my most active groups. So I'll just give them to you guys. My golden retrievers. Yep. I am in some political groups because I like to just chit chat, see what's going on with the world. I connect with those people, but we have a lot in common. We relate, right? So like I participate in some of those groups.
Yeah.
I participate in groups around network marketing. So I am in some business groups, but be very selective about those groups. Just be very selective about those groups if you are involved in those groups. I'm really active in like a TV show group that I'm in. It's just fun.
Which TV show?
Friends.
Okay. That's a great one. I can't go wrong there. Yeah.
Such a classic, great age demographic, right? Everyone in there is about my age. They're living my life. They're dealing with things I'm dealing with. It works, you guys. And then I'm also in another group for like a health. I have an immune thing. So I'm in that group where I can answer some questions in that group because I love to be a resource in that group. So those are some groups I participate in. As far as my like DMO and what I do in those groups and how much time, I try to strategically, when I first join a group, I'll make an introduction post. So if you're new to a group, go in that group and make an introduction post.
Yeah.
put your face in there, put something that relates in there, say, hey, compliment the group. Hey, I'm so glad I found this group. You guys look awesome. I'm looking forward to getting to know you and seeing, just make an introduction post.
I think it should be an introduction post with a picture. And then I love the compliment.
Yep.
And then ask like one question.
And then ask
how long have you been in the group?
Yep.
Where should I get started? Like having a question. And, a lot of times you'll hear me train like no calls to action. And what I mean by that is no like, hey, hit me up if you're interested in my product.
Right.
It's the same thing in these groups. If you join a group, a call to action wouldn't be, hey, I would love to, connect with some of you. Like, you just joined the group. Like, it's better to ask a question. That would be a good call to action. But that's more of a call to comment, right? That's more of a CPC. You're trying to get conversation going. So I love that you suggested that.
Exactly. And then, ask a question. And then that gets people talking, and then you can conversate back in the comments. Cool. Love that. Hello, builds it up. One little quick tip that I have is that if you're going to leave comments on posts, one thing that I always try to do is comment with 5 words or more. I learned this from Fraser Brooks. You're going to comment with 5 words or more. For some reason, the algorithm picks that up. It's a more meaningful comment other than just yes or no. If you can comment with a GIF or something funny, right? Funny equals money. That's what you say. I always try to be the funny person in the group. So I'll try to leave a GIF or post a meme that I've saved on my phone. And then I always try to like heart my own comment. And because that pushes it to the top, it shows it as a more relevant comment.
Ooh, that's a new thing. I've never heard that before. I like that.
So if you can get some conversation happening within your thread, like your comment under a post, and then it's going to put your comment to the C first. It's going to be that very first one that shows up because it's the most relevant. There's conversation happening in there. There's engagement. There's hearts. There's whatever.
And listen, it is a big factor, right? The attraction marketing, the value-based content, right? Videos, all the things. It's important, but it's just one aspect of social media. And here's how you all can prove that for yourself. Go look at a viral TikTok, a viral reel. Go look at a post that has a ton of engagement and then look at the comments. Forget the post, forget the video, look at the comments.
And that's what I've done. And that's what happens typically is I'll make a really good comment or I'll be a resource. So I'll give somebody a link to something instead of being, oh, well, this is the dog food I like. It could be, hey, this is why we switched to this dog food. This is why we love it. And here's a link of where I found it. And here's a coupon, I'll just try to be super helpful. Number one, because I want to be, but number 2, everyone else is going to see that I was just super helpful. And they're like, dang, this girl's nice. I got to go check her out. Boom, friend request, boom, message. People are like, hey, tell me more about what you said in the comment. This is where the magic happens.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, human first, a marketer second, make some friends. And that really should be the mindset. When you're joining a group, it's like joining a party. You're going there to make friends. Nobody's going to like the person that walks into the party and starts trying to sell them something. Like, ew. Same thing in a group. So really great point. And my final question would be for people that, they're starting their business. They weren't, they're kind of like, there's like some urgency, right? They're like, yeah, this sounds good, but like, I need to talk to people now about my business and my products. Like, how does that look for, maybe not for you now, but how would you share with someone that's new? Like, they're like, cool, I'm going to start making some friends in these groups, but like, how do I get those people that I'm becoming friends with or engaging with to then, want to be interested in my business? Do I approach them? Do I friend request them? Do I let that happen naturally? What would be your advice?
I mean, I think if there's some urgency there, what I would then tell you to do is like really spend some time in that group, spend some time commenting and looking for people inside of that group. I would like creep on some profiles, you guys. This is why the way your profile is set up, the way that, so that you don't have your profile set up like a spammy weirdo. This is why it's so important, right? So if you want to go make a friend with them and you send them a friend request, they're going to be like, who is this person? Let me check them out. You want to make sure that your profile is set up in a way where it's not like, whoa, they're just trying to sell me something. So I would, and I have sent friend requests and immediately messaged someone and been like, oh my gosh, we need to be best friends. I just saw what you posted in the group. That drama was crazy, whatever, but like start a conversation with them. And then we just start to ask those questions about, what do you do? This happened to me last night, and we ended up into a What do you do? Where are you from? Oh my gosh, we're from the same town. Like, and we had so much in common. And I naturally started asking her, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? And it wasn't that moment. I wasn't going to pitch her my business, but I know that she's somebody who now I went to her profile. We're friends now. It's cool. And I changed the setting so that I see her first in my newsfeed, so that I can save her as a favorite, so that I can continue to message her, continue to comment, continue to kind of look in her page. What is she doing? What does she need? How can I help her? And so just kind of search inside of there. And you can't, I wouldn't go right in for the kill, but within a few days, and if you're talking to them, you definitely can say, hey, by the way, since we've been talking every day, since we're new best friends from the group, I wanted to run something by you. And I honestly, like, don't be afraid of it. People are way more open than I think we give them credit for sometimes.
Yeah.